house of random, I wouldn't say useless, but just random stuff.
And you're going to Chili's to sit down with the fam, and a goddamn robot pulls up and tries to serve you. You're like, excuse me. I'd like to be a gallon of milk that expires, maybe the 23rd, the 24th, instead of, maybe the 15th, the 16th. You know what I'm saying?
What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome if you're new. My name would be Evan. You can call me E, Ev, Red, Captain Redbeard, Big Red Bastard, Red Rob Zombie, Ritz's son. Fuck, we go by a whole bunch of names. But what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Yes, I know this is, again, out of the ordinary schedule. It is, what's today? Today is Tuesday, July 9th, and it's a little after 5. So I'm an L mans. I should have been up, but you know me. Me and getting up and me and being responsible doesn't quite correlate all the time. So I was shooting for getting up at like noon-ish. But then my alarms went off and I was like, snooze. Another alarm went off, snooze. Next thing I know, I'm like, oh, all right, it's like 1 something, almost 2. That's fine. I'll get like 15 more minutes in. I'll be good, and I'll get up. We'll get at it. Nope. 15 minutes turned into an hour, turned into 2 hours. Next thing I know, it's like 4. I'm like, all right, like 10 more minutes. I want to get up. And then it's like 4:15. And then I was like, all right, I got to get up, bro. I should have been up like 4 fucking hours ago. I got to get up now. So here we are. Woke up like not even an hour ago. Should have been doing this before, but we didn't. But we're cramming it. It's going to be launched. It'll release tonight. So it's Tuesday in like beginning of the night, like late afternoon. It'll be uploaded later tonight. I'll make it a point. Make sure it's uploaded Tuesday because fuck, it was supposed to be uploaded over the weekend. Happy 4th of July, everybody. I know we're late. It was like a week ago, but still. Happy 248th America's birthday. Excuse me. Yeah, I've been, as you may or may not can tell, I'll probably title the podcast, but about a week ago, like a week ago, Tuesday, last week, I was working, because I was working from like Thursday to Tuesday, something like that. Yeah, like 6 days or something like that. Wednesday or Thursday to Tuesday. I worked like 6 days in a row. By the end of it, I wasn't feeling any kind of way before. And then Tuesday night hits. I worked like 6 days in a row. I think it was, Tuesday night I worked. Right? Yeah. Tuesday night I worked. So Tuesday night I felt it. Felt a little something in my throat. Like, I don't know about y'all, but depending on what the sickness is, I don't know what this one is because I'm not a fucking doctor, but it hasn't been. I'll get to the symptoms, but I can always tell when I start getting sick because my throat starts getting like a little bit sore. And then when I swallow, it's like a little bit more labored to swallow. So like, oh, great. I'm getting sick. That's fucking awesome. Whoop-de-doo. Then come Wednesday, I had Wednesday off. Then 4th of July was on Thursday, so I had Wednesday and Friday off. 4th of July was on Thursday. So then by Wednesday, I was like, yeah, no, I'm sick, bro. Because, on Tuesday, I was closing Tuesday night, and I was, like, starting to blow my nose and shit. And at that point, I was like, oh, this is probably just, like, allergies. It's summertime, it's July, whatever. It's probably allergies. And then waking up Wednesday, I was like, nah, this is more than allergies, B. This is way more than allergies. So then, I was pretty much sick on Wednesday. And then I had to work Thursday, the 4th of July. The only thing that's got me kind of miffed about it, so I got paid like time and a half, or like, it was either I worked my set schedule and then I was paid for 8 hours on top of working my already existing hour shift, or it was something like my hours of that shift were like time and a half I'm not too sure exactly the breakdown of it. All I know is that I worked Thursday on 4th of July, which was a recognized like national holiday or whatever. So I got holiday pay, I guess you could say, for that. Even though the shift itself was fucking stupid. 5:15 to 10 on 4th of July. And I had Wednesday and Thursday off. So it's like you work 6 days in a row, get this day off, work for not even 5 hours, get this day off and this day off. Whatever. So I worked 5:15 to 10 on 4th of July. It was nice in the way that, because they could have custered me and been like, yo, 12:45 to 8:30, how about that, chief? They could have custered me way more and had me work like the whole day. So I'm glad that I didn't have to work the whole day. But it was just shitty and annoying because, like, I'm making burgers, I'm hanging out with my mom, chilling, and, like, it just sucked that I had to go to work after that. Like, it would have been nice, like, while I'm making the burgers, be sipping on a cold one, making the burgers, loading up another movie. And we watched Twister, and I thought it was mad fucking funny, and I asked her about it afterwards because we watched Twister, 1996's Twister. And yeah, we watched Twister, and then like shortly after that, I found out that there's a new one, like a I don't know how you'd say, like a revamp, not a sequel to it, but Twisters coming out in like 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. So when I asked Mom, I was like, "Ma, did we watch Twister because the new one's coming out in a couple weeks?" She's like, "No, I had no idea. I just wanted to watch that movie." And I thought that was mad funny. I was like, "Huh, that's some funny timing right there." But yeah, I wish it would have been nice to be able to have the whole 4th of July off with her, so I could have just, spent the whole day. But I guess silver lining, it did make me get up and not be a degen because I only had so much time with her before I had to go into work. So on the bright side of it, I woke up at like noon, like 11:45, noonish, maybe a little after noon, because I knew it was like, bro, I only have so much time with mom. I'm trying to do shit. So yeah, 4th of July, cook some burgers, watch Twister out in the living room. Great movie, really great movie. But nothing too crazy. Then I went to work, of course, and then after 4th of July is when it really hit, because I knew I couldn't call out. Because partially I was supposed to. There's a couple things I was supposed to get before we started cooking on 4th of July, but then me being me, I didn't get up. Like, I got up at a decent time, but I didn't get up early enough to go do that as well. So my mom went to the store and got the few extra stuff that we needed, and she's like, "Yeah, they're pretty busy today. Even the dude that like owns the store, whose name is printed on your receipt, even he's working, like, and the check stands like fucking in the trenches." I was like, fuck, man. If you have the boss man, the dude whose name is printed on the receipt, he's in the trenches. Ain't no way I can be like, yeah, guys, I'm sick. I can't come in. So it's like, fuck, bro. All right. Bet. Also, kind of wanted that holiday pay because I've worked literally every fucking holiday, minus Christmas, because that's like the one time we're closed. But I worked every holiday the past year and into this year, whether it was Halloween, Thanksgiving, New Year's, Christmas Eve, fucking Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, 4th of July. I've worked every fucking holiday. President's Day, even holidays that aren't counted as like holiday pay or whatever the fuck. I've worked every fucking holiday. Yeah, so Wednesday or Thursday, 4th of July, I was like, fuck, I can't call out, bro. The fucking boss man's working. Like, if boss man's in the trenches, there's no way you can call out. And thankfully, the symptoms didn't ramp up until after 4th of July, thankfully. So it went by. It was decently busy. It wasn't the worst, honestly. It wasn't too bad. Worked the shift, got off at 10, got me some brewskis. Ugh. Got me some brewskis, sipping, chilling, whatever. And then Thursday, the weekend, basically is when it got really, really not bad, but just full force. So I don't know what kind of sickness it is, but nothing in my chest. Like, it's not like a chest cold, or any kind of congestion down here, and I can breathe somewhat fine. It's just my fucking up here, bro. My fucking head, my sinuses. Like right now, my nose is plugged, or is like in the midst of being plugged, and that's just mad annoying. Ugh. But yeah, my just basically been blocked up here, and it's not until I'm sick that I remember or like I realize how great these certain things I take for granted are. Like yesterday at work, I was blowing my nose, and as I'm blowing out, like my whole fucking eardrum, like my left eardrum, just gets completely like vacuum sucked clean, and now I can hear like a fucking fly farting 5 miles away. Like it was, I didn't realize I was that clogged up until I blew my nose, and then it started like draining my shit, I guess, and then it started unclogging. I'm like, oh my god, I can like really hear now. What the fuck? And then a little bit later, I blew the right nostril. Same thing happened where all of a sudden I can hear a fucking mouse fart 3 miles away that way. It's not until shit like that or like having my nose plugged up that I like take breathing through my nose for granted. And like, man, it is so nice to just be able to breathe through your nose. But yeah, I guess it's my one time a year. Usually I average getting sick like once a year. Last year I got sick at the very end of the year, like literally after Christmas, like December 27th through like the 30th. Yeah, like those 3 days. Ugh. So like 7 months ago I was sick. I was more sick 7 months ago with whatever I had 7 months ago. But yeah, I average getting sick about once a year. Not like I keep track of it, but I only remember really getting sick like once a year. And I also only ever call out when I'm sick. So, yeah. You looking for the food? How was your day at work, Mom?
Good and busy.
Yeah?
I worked on like 14 different clients today.
Damn.
Yeah, kicking ass, taking names.
Let's go. Oh, man. But yeah, I just, it's not like I remember all the times being sick, but I'm not usually a very sick person. I got a pretty good immune system, I guess. So, I don't know, just kind of weird that I'm sick in July randomly. Because, like I said, at first I thought, at first I was like, oh, it's probably just allergies. That time of the year, you know, I've been having storms and shit, kicking up pollen. But here we are a week later, and I'm still, you know, sounding the way I'm sounding, feeling the way I'm feeling. So I was like, yeah, I'm definitely got sick. From who, I'm not too sure, because usually I'm pretty good. Like, if somebody's outwardly sick, I'm pretty good at avoiding them. Because I don't like being sick. To me, it's annoying. It's honestly, it's a nuisance. I should feel glad and feel immortal that I live in the time that I live, and that the same illness that I'm feeling annoyed by has killed tens of millions of people in the past. But yeah, W biology, W evolution. But at this point, getting sick is just a nuisance. It's just annoying. It's like, oh, great. I'm going to be clogged up. Oh, great. I won't be able to do this. Oh, great. This is going to be this. And this is going to be this. Versus, I guess, sickness used to be just you get sick and then you fucking die. But now we're just so privileged that sickness and illness and disease is merely an inconvenience. I take a pill and the sickness goes away. But yeah, I really do. It doesn't annoy me getting sick. It's like, really, bro? Again? Not even again, but for the first time? Like, can we do something else? Can we pick something else? Do we have to? And it's weird because, like, again, it's not, there's nobody that was like outwardly sick that I was around. Nobody was like coughing a whole bunch. Nobody was sniffling. And then I just pick up, and I only work and I come home. I don't have that robust of a social life. So it's not like, oh, I was chilling with the homies, hitting like 15 different vape pens. Excuse me. And then after the sesh, and then afterwards, I'm like starting to feel like a little sore throat or a little cough. Like, yeah, I have no idea who I got it from. Maybe I'm patient zero. Maybe I didn't get it from anybody. Maybe it's just me. Oh man, I hate getting nauseous. This shit's annoying. Ugh. I mean, I do it to myself. I don't eat enough ever, but fuck, I'm just so used to being nauseated and chronic nausea. It's just annoying. Ugh. Just had a little tummy turn right there. Oh fuck. But yeah, so the reason why we didn't have the podcast, I mean, I could have done it. I was supposed to work Saturday and Sunday, 2 to 10 both days, but I'm like, there's no fucking way. Especially by Saturday, I was like, bro, I'm in the trenches of my sickness right now. Like I ain't doing shit. I don't want to, and I shouldn't be working. I should not be in contact with people. I'm not going to stand for fucking 8 hours. I'm not going to be touching cash and people's groceries. Like, that is on the long list of shit we're doing. That is not on there. We are not playing those reindeer games. So, yeah, called out Saturday and Sunday, which was all right because of 4th of July. I basically already had like the extra day. So I've only technically, my paycheck will only be short like a day's worth, which isn't that bad. It's really not that bad. So I'm not that pressed. But yeah, I could have recorded over the weekend. By Sunday, I was feeling a lot better. Still called off Sunday just to make sure. But then I knew yesterday I wanted to work yesterday, or I had to work because at that point I hadn't worked since Thursday, and I was supposed to work Saturday, Sunday. So I worked yesterday, basically like 3 to 8:30. That was fine. That was whatever. Blow my nose. Same bullshit. Off today. Work 2 to 10 tomorrow. Off Thursday, Friday. So not looking forward to the 2 to 10 tomorrow, but I feel better. So that'll be some money, and I don't have to work for another 2 days after that. So that'll get me through that as well. It's like, all right, I got to do this shitty fucking clothes shift right now, but then I'm off the next couple days. So that's what'll get me through that. But yeah, I could have uploaded an episode on Sunday or recorded on Sunday, uploaded on Monday, but then shit happened Sunday where I was just like, I'll do it Monday. And then Monday came around, and then the closer I got to getting off on Monday, and I was like, yeah, I don't really feel like recording a podcast tonight. I'll just wake up tomorrow, record it, and upload it tomorrow on Tuesday. So here we are, waking up at like 4. But hey, we're recording. We're in the stew, making shit happen. I'm gonna talk to the homies and talk to some other people. I want to set up and do like a virtual like Discord pod. I think next week or the week after that, I'll talk to some people. It's not gonna be very hard at all. It'll just be screen capturing a Discord call. But I want to do a fucking. I want to do a Discord call. I want to have some guests on. Because I don't know about in the studio right now in the flesh. I'd have to kind of make this more of a studio to have people on. You know what I'm saying? Utilize more of this area. Because right now it's kind of solo dolo. I mean, we did have Kalen and Gragra and Ma on here earlier. Shout out that episode. That was a W episode. But yeah, I just wanna do like a want to talk to other mugs, because I've been realizing, thinking recently, I'm like, the pod that I've been making is just kind of like I made it almost like a update life about me kind of thing, which isn't really what I'm trying to make this pod about because I'm not that interesting. It's more just shit that I thought would be whatever, and then I just haven't been inspired by stuff. Like the first 3 episodes of the podcast is what we sampled. Uh, Actually, one episode is what we sampled the intro clips for of me saying random different shit. That was from like one episode of me just popping off talking about robots and colors and all that shit. So I want to get back into that. I've just kind of recently fallen in this routine of it being like even this episode is more like a day in the life of E. I realize E's life is not that exciting and crazy. So I want to tap in. A big thing I wanted to do beforehand was just interviewing people or talking to people, all different walks of life. So I can definitely get that started with the Disky, hit up the homies, because I already know TTV Fall Cargo, he wants to tap in. I think Slumpy might want to tap in. I know Stancy wants to do some back end production shit, maybe not necessarily in front of the camera, but behind the camera. So I'm gonna talk to the boys. We'll get some shit popping. Cause yeah, I wanna spice it up a bit, switch it up a bit from me just sitting here yapping, talking about whatever. I want to talk with people, engage with people, and then eventually I want to get like I don't know what you say, like an IRL setup, I guess, and then just kind of, I don't know, maybe do man on the street type interviews. I'm not too sure. Honestly, because that genre can be kind of played out. But at the same time, I'm not trying to do like what those people are doing with it. Like going to fucking insert popular street here, like talking to drunk people. It's like, what's your body count? How many fucking elves can you fit on a shelf? But like actually sitting down, talking to people, interview. Like I want to do like a Sunny V or not Sunny V2, Soft White Underbelly type beat, which this is a lot more. This is closer to that, but just like having a studio, having someone sit down and then talk about their life. Fuck, because we do have a lot of homeless people around here, and I just especially working customer service and like dealing with them as well at like customer service and stuff like that. Like I just love to be able to I want to listen and learn about their life stories and like what got to them because some of the most or what happened to them to make them at that point. Because I've heard a lot of because back in the day I used to be very I don't know what you'd say very explorative. I used to like well, especially before I had a car in high school, bro, I've walked like 2-3 square miles around my house, like everywhere. I've been fucking everywhere. All these washes, alleys, all this shit. So through all my adventuring and shit like that, and me being a DJ up in the middle of the night, running around, doing whatever, I met a handful of people and, talked to people and fuck, man, their stories, some of these people's stories are incredible. And, yeah, I think that's another thing I want to do. I just want to, that's another aspect of, but yeah, I just want to interview people and talk to people and like pick their brain and just find out, like, especially when it comes to the homeless, because that's a thing that just been getting a lot more prevalent and just been getting a lot more noticeable. And I've always felt bad and I've always felt like it was fucked, but I don't know if it's probably both of me getting older and it increasing. But goddamn, dude, you go down to a fucking intersection and there's you could flip a coin whether or not there's at least two people at some point of the intersection holding up a sign, whatever. People walking across the road, just not giving a fuck. Like it's concerning and it makes me I want to talk to these people and I want to know like and there's even some really cool like unhoused people at work that are like regulars at work and I'd love to like I'll talk to them about it when I'm at work, be like, yo, can we set something up and I'll give you like $50? Can I just like learn about your life? Can I just like set down this camera and have this microphone and just kind of let you talk? Because I feel like there's a lot of insightful, I don't know, a lot of things we could learn from people, and especially from people in that position that I feel like they get glossed over and people don't really give a shit. But I feel like those people, especially are the ones you need to pay attention to. It's kind of like that one crazy guy is like, aliens are coming, the sky is falling. And everyone's like, yeah, I don't know about that crazy guy. Like in a movie, like, I don't know about that crazy guy. And then crazy guy ends up being the one who was tapped in and was right the whole time. So it's like, I'm trying to listen to sky is falling over here because this motherfucker might be tapped into some shit that's going on. I want to peep game about that. What's going on exactly? What's happening? And that's also in my personal life. That's just I feel like I'm very magnetic anyway, and I mean I'm not even meaning to, and I'll have conversations with people just be at at a gas station and then spark up a conversation with somebody. It's not even like I'm fucking sitting there trying to talk to people. I like to think like if I looked at myself third party when I'm out in public, I'd like to think I look rather standoffish because I'm not like smiling all the time, just walking around, just not pissed off, but just straight faced, right? So I imagine me just standing here, just looking kind of bored. Wouldn't be so inviting, but fuck, people just approach me and like, hey, I'm not mad about it. I'm a people person, so I never am like, yo, why are you talking to me right now? What the fuck? Yeah, that'd be crazy. But no, I always invite conversation. I like talking to people because that's the thing about this setup too is that we're mobile. Fuck, I might make next week's episode. We might go to like a park or something. Fuck, we might interview somebody in a park or something like that. I might be like with the homies at the park recording or something like that. I also probably in order to do that, I'll get because there's a form of this Bluetooth mic that goes for 2 people, or like 2 microphones instead of just one. So I got the option. Obviously, it just goes for the one. But I've noticed on the box they have an option for 2. So I'll buy the one for 2, and then I'll go out and do like interviews with people. That way I don't have to like talking stick with people. It can just be clipped on them, and then we can just hear them talk, like how you can hear me talk. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go to the park. I'm gonna record a nice ass episode. May or may not have somebody involved, or maybe we'll do the Discord. I'll talk with the boys tonight. I'll talk with the boys, see if anybody wants to shoot a podcast, and if they do, what times would be good. Because I mean, shit. Ideally, it'd be cool if we can link up and shoot the pod IRL together, like at the park. That'd be kind of cool. So next week's episode will be different. Either it'll be outside, or it'll be like a Discord call. One of the two. We'll see. One of the two. I'll talk to the homies. But fuck, man. Man, I really feel like I gotta blow my nose, but I don't want to get up and blow my nose. Yeah, I didn't have any podcast topics written down for this week either, just because I got sick. Well, not because I got sick, but me being sick is basically the main event of this week, and is part of the reason why I didn't upload an episode over the weekend like I should have. But let me double check. Oh yeah, okay, we do have something that I didn't talk about before. So I'm not sure what the age is or who watches this podcast, but there's an individual larger than life and also physically very fucking tall. He goes by the name of Dr. Disrespect. Now, to some in the audience, they understand that name. You know, alarm bells like, is that the... Other people like, who, what? Why are we talking about this? So, let me give you a little background. Let me preface this for you. So, Dr. Disrespect is a character of a dude who's like an 80s, 90s cheesy action hero, whatever the fuck. So his character is that, he's Dr. Disrespect. His character is, it's hard to explain. It's a funny character. Dude is uber popular, or at least was uber popular. And at one point in time, he was one of the biggest streamers in the world, like getting tens of thousands of people watching him at a single time, breaking stream records. I mean, the dude's program, it was, fuck, I even watched Doc back in the day, and it was entertaining because you had like this 80s cool guy, like slick back hair, leather jacket. I'm the cool guy with like a Mustang. You had that kind of persona mixed with actual talent of the games that he's playing. So it kind of is like he's shit talking while playing COD, but then it works because he's also goated at COD. So it's like, damn, bro, you have this shit talky character, but then he backs it up because he's actually skillful. Like, E will talk shit all day, but the skill does not match. This dude's talking shit all day, and the skill matches. So it's like, damn, it's entertaining character, whatever, right? So this dude, huge streamer. At one point, he was like the face of Twitch, the purple platform, right? So back in 2020, around this time, like summertime, June, July of 2020, or maybe it was earlier, or it wasn't until 4 years ago, basically, 4 years ago, without any kind of anything behind the scenes, or I guess outwardly, basically the face of Twitch, the face of this major streaming platform, one of the largest streamers in the world, he, for whatever reason, got banned. Inexplicably banned. Nobody said a reason why. He acted like he didn't know why, and he moved over to YouTube, and then switched over to YouTube, brought everything over there, and was streaming on YouTube ever since, right? Well, I don't know how or why. Maybe statute of limitations, or maybe, I don't know. Honestly, I don't fucking know why, but like a week, 2 weeks ago, everything got turned upside down on its head. An ex Twitch employee, like a former Twitch employee, out of the blue on Twitter was like, yeah, no, the reason why this uber famous, uber popular streamer got banned off of this platform at like the peak and the height of his fame and like the platform, yeah, it turns out he was like sexting underage like minors and was like maybe not sexting, but like explicit messaging towards minors. And I guess at the time, one of the conversations was talking about meeting up with said minor at what's called TwitchCon, which is basically a convention for live streaming, essentially. So there, some Twitch dude comes out of the woodworks and is like, yeah, that dude that got banned 4 years ago, yeah, he was fucking inappropriately talking to minors in a feature of the Twitch platform, which is basically just like DMs between people. He's like, yeah, he got caught like being creepy with minors in the DMs, so Twitch clapped his ass. That came out of fucking nowhere, right? So everyone's like, wait, what? Because keep in mind, people, for the past 4 years, up and until that point, nobody except Doc and like people closer behind the scenes, higher ups, nobody actually knew the reason why he got banned. And Doc, for multiple reasons, is scummy. But one of the reasons he's scummy is that after he got banned off of Twitch and went over onto YouTube, he had a whole bunch of support and a whole bunch of people rallying behind him and like fucking $100 dono. Here you go, Doc. Like fuck Twitch and here's to help out. Blah 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 blah. So Buddy most definitely knew what he had done. At some point, he knew what he had done, whether or not been immediately when he got banned, but like a few months later, he most definitely knew why he got banned, but he was still milking the everybody's support and acting like Twitch was in the wrong, like woe is me, I'm just some lowly little guy. Whoa, watch out for me. Yeah, no, it turns out that Buddy in 2017 was talking to minors inappropriately, and that was also coincided with the time he also cheated on his wife back then too. So now people are like, wait, did he cheat on his wife? He was 35 years old at the time of the messaging. People are pinning the age as at 17, but I'm not sure if anyone really knows. But people are basically saying he was 35 years old talking explicitly to a 17-year-old, which I think that makes him look best if she's 17, because we don't know. It's just an underage person. So motherfucker could have been 14, 15, 16. People are just kind of sticking with the 17 because it's still underage, but it's like the least bad underage, you know? But yeah, nobody was self-admittedly talking inappropriately to minors. Then he comes out on Twitter. He's like, all right, I'm going to keep it real. You guys know me. No bullshit. I'm going to keep it real. Yes, I did. He's like, were there messages that were explicit between me and an individual minor? Yes. Did those messages and anything have any intent, any behind them, and any action behind them? No. So yeah, no, Buddy shot himself in the foot, and I mean, both feet, I guess. And I mean, I don't know what the move would have been. I don't know what the move would have been to do with this, regardless. But Buddy basically comes out on Twitter and confirms, like, yeah, no, I did. Were there some exchanges of maybe inappropriate at times messages with an individual that maybe was not of age at the time? Yes, but it does not mean that it was going to go anywhere. So, lo and behold, and also back in like 2020, Doc was hyping it up, acting like, oh yeah, well, when we find out, my people, we're suing Twitch and we're gonna take this to court and blah 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 blah. And then it settles out of court, which means that like neither party is found guilty necessarily, but then like it's done afterwards. Like them settling out of court means that no more shit will get brought to light with it, whatever. So yeah, people are basically behind the scenes. Twitch knew, YouTube knew, Doc knew, because this is another thing we're finding out, that YouTube didn't give a contract or didn't want to give a huge contract to Dr. Disrespect because they had known, apparently. Not sure how long they had known after his ban and like when he came to their platform. But I guess even the platform that he's on currently, they didn't even want to give him like a partnership, sponsorship, whatever, because they knew why he got banned off the purple platform. But yeah, it's fucking crazy. You have the biggest streamer in the world come out. His ban is at first, nobody knows what happened. I don't know. Nobody knows why he got banned at first. But then behind the scenes, actually, oh yeah, we do. Turns out Buddy was talking and being a creep with underage minors on like the DM version, or like, yeah, the DM version of this app. Ooh, and Buddy has a family. He has a wife and multiple children. Cheated on his wife already because he admitted it and like cried on live stream when it happened like a few years back. But now it's like, wait, did he cheat on his wife with a fucking minor? That makes it even worse. Fuck. So now a whole bunch of his friends and like other big people in the industry, they're like, yeah, I don't fuck with that. I can't get behind that. I'm good on that one, Chief. I'm good on that one. So you have a whole bunch of people distancing him. And then you have people like fucking Sneeko, who, if you don't know who Sneeko is, you live a blessed, blessed life. And let Sneeko only be just a name that you hear in passing. But this fucking guy's over here. And I saw like the clips of it, and he's with Neon. And if you don't know who Neon is, even more, you have a blessed life. Holy shit. Sneeko and Neon are like streaming together, talking about this, and Sneeko makes the 5-head argument. He's like, well, you got Pokimane over here. Like, the minimum age on Twitch is like 13. So, you got Pokimane over here, and she, like, you got like 13-year-old kids are jacking off to her and like simps and shit like that. I'm like, look at this. She knows what she's doing, dude. Like, she knows, like, blah, 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 blah. And then Neon's like, bro, but it's different though, because like Pokey's not like Pokey's not messaging underage people inappropriately. He's like, yeah, but I mean, like, she could be like 17, and like, Pokemon's over here, like, 13-year-olds are jacking off to her, and she's fine with that, making millions off of that. But God forbid, him over here, he talks to somebody, and he gets in trouble. No, God. And he was also saying, he's like, oh, yeah, when they're 17 and fucking 29 days, it's inappropriate. But as soon as, as soon as they're 18, they can sign up and get an OnlyFans and post pictures of their butthole. No problem. It's like, buddy, 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 buddy. That's not what we're talking about. That's also a separate side issue. That's also a problem, but it's not what we're talking about. Why are we defending somebody who is talking, a grown-ass person who could have quite literally been, like, let's say, fuck it, let's say that the kid was like 16, 15, 16, and he's 35 years old. He could be their dad, bro. He could literally be their dad. And he's talking to them explicitly, sexually. He's adamant saying, no pictures were ever exchanged, nothing illegal, no pictures were ever exchanged. But then the like pissed off Twitch people are like, yeah, no, he tried to meet up with minors and was like talking to them and shit. That's why he got banned. So it's like, oh, that's, oh, doc, ooh, that's bad. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens to Doc from here. It's actually honestly pretty funny. I don't know how you say it. So basically, it's just poetic. So he's live streaming when he basically finds out that he got caught and got busted. So he's live streaming playing a game called Elden Ring, which the game doesn't matter, but the game's soundtrack can be very intense at times. Think of like I don't know, maybe like some like Harry Potter or something. I don't know. It's just very intense, like orchestral, to almost maybe like a Halo in a way, right? Just has very intense music. So Buddy's like fucking around in some like swampland or whatever, and his demeanor kind of shifts and kind of changes, and you can tell. And people theorize that's when he found out that, because sure, he was live streamed when the shoe dropped, and he found out that like he's a part of a whole bunch of shit, but he had his own game studio, or was co-founded a video game development studio. They canned him. They're like, yeah, no, we can't work with Dr. Disrespect anymore. I think his real name's Guy Beam. They're like, yeah, we can't work with this guy anymore. We're done with him. So I'm pretty sure it was on stream that he realized, he finds out, like reads the tweet that he got canned from this, and like all this shit's starting to fall down. And like Buddy's demeanor's changing, and like while he's like staring off in the distance, presumably like reading the tweet of him being fucked, the music just gets more intense, and we're like, just getting like building up, getting really intense. So it's mad fucking funny because I'm watching all these different like commentary people, and like, you know, people reacting and talking about how like I'm talking about it, and the only edits they're doing for that clip is literally just slowly zooming in on his face, and it's so fucking perfect because the music gradually gets louder and louder, and they just slowly zoom in on his face as he realized like how much fuckery he's in, because it was like shortly after that he ran around for a little bit, and he's like, all right, you know what, I'm in stream. It's been real, guys. Deuces. And then ended stream. So it's just mad fucking fun. I don't know what the word is. Like ironic, poetic justice. I'm not sure what, but like Buddy literally had theme music for himself. Like it was an anime of him finding out that he's about to get custard. That's what it was. It was like a movie, like a fucking anime. Like Buddy is in the middle of like doing his hero arc, and then all of a sudden record scratch, shit gets fucked up, and then they're playing the music in the background. It was so fucking perfect. He's just sitting there just but it's like, all right, well, I'm cooked. So yeah, he lost his fucking studio, lost partnership with everybody. I'm talking everybody. Any brand, every brand that he was a part of, no longer a part of them. He's no longer part of his game development studio. Pretty sure it's just him on his streams. And it's even more crazy looking back at it, and like I'm remembering from watching like clips of it. Before it came out why he got banned, he talked about how much of a hamper the ban was as far as like networking, and like how difficult it was to like do whatever. But now we know that he knew what he got banned for, and Buddy is trying to, woe is me, my life is so hard, trying to whatever, after he was talking to minors sexually, bro. That's the craziest part, is that he acted like the victim throughout this whole thing, and was taking on everybody's sympathies and taking on everybody's support, only then to come to find out, oh yeah, no, I'm a piece of shit, and I've been a piece of shit. I knew it, but you didn't. But thanks for all the support. It's like, damn, bro. Like that. Like, I fuck with Dr. Disrespect. His character, really funny. Like I said, he's actually really good at games too. So it was a combination of being funny and a character and skillful that all went together and made him a huge dude. But yeah, no, I haven't watched Doc in forever, probably since the pandemic at this point. But nah, we can't co-sign that Diddy shit. We do not co-sign that Epstein Diddy shit. We don't fuck with kids, man. Simple as. It's really, especially, it's honestly so fucking crazy how these people get these levels of like fame and infamy and whatnot, and then fuck it up so easily like that. Like, it makes me wonder, if you weren't who you were, would you have still, like, if you didn't have all these people clamoring for you, and you didn't have all of these young people in front of you to take advantage of, would you still do that? Would you have just been a regular, creepy, normal 35-year-old pedophile? Or is it almost because the circumstances and the fact that you have access and the fact that, debauchery, is that what, like, it makes me wonder, is the pedophilia innate in the person, or do you get to a certain point of, I guess, boredom, where everything else becomes so vanilla, you're just like, you know what? Fuck it, time to fuck kids. Like, what I wish you were obscure and I wish you were some random fucking neckbeard 35-year-old that nobody's ever heard of about. Cause it's fuck, bro. And like, oh my god, dude, like Jared Fogle, that motherfucker talked about like, oh, my job was so great because they brought the kids to me. I could go to any school in America. They brought the kids to me. Fuck, bro. But yeah, he came out on Twitter and admitted, saying that yes, there was explicit topics that were discussed with somebody who is a fucking minor, and yeah, I was 35 at the time. Yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief. And again, that's another crazy thing, but I guess fuck serial killers, other horrible people do it too. Like, he has a family, bro. He has a wife and children. Like, especially being a father. How could you be such a predator? And even more disgustingly, it makes me wonder, if you're that much of a predator, would you have been that way with your own child? Like, if you're doing explicit shit with someone else's kid, are you that twisted to just turn around and do it to your own kid? Because that's pretty. I'm not even a father, and the thought of somebody talking to my child, especially a grown ass person, that shit makes me want to like Liam Neeson, John Wick a motherfucker. I swear to God, bro. You're 35 talking about, I don't even give a fuck that she's 17 years old. You're talking to my 17-year-old daughter and you're 35. I don't give a fuck how many months away she is from 18. I'm fine where you live and it is not going to be good. Like, and for you to be a father. Despicable. But yeah, that was like the only thing I had written down that I forgot about. Yeah. Turns out Dr. Disrespect, huge fucking creep. Sucks. But then I guess it's kind of what we find out more and more about. I mean, I guess you only know you only know as much as somebody as they want you to, which is a great saying. But fuck, man, it's a lot of these cases where it's like, oh, I never saw that coming, and then boom, does this shit, you know? Same thing with like school shooters and shit like that, where it's like, well, I didn't see this coming. Timmy was such a bright, happy, smiling boy. I had no idea. And then boom, Timmy goes off and commits an atrocity. It's like, damn, motherfucker. I guess, it's parasocial. I don't really know you, but fuck, I thought I was a good judge of character. I thought, But then again, I guess these people are good in that way that, they're chameleons. You don't know. Like, you think they're upstanding, and you think, they're chill, but then it turns out they're like, oh no, I like to fuck kids like I'm fucking living in Roman times. Like it's just ancient Greece. It's like, that. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens from here. Because I don't know. There's also been a lot of misreporting. And there's also shame on, Twitch, YouTube, the media companies. Just shame on everyone who knew of this and heard of this and kept it wraps long after, like, for all this time, bro. Because you had the public thinking like, oh, it was some whatever bullshit. I'm not even sure what people thought it was. I'm not even sure what people theorized his ban was actually for. But then to find out that his ban was worthy, 100% deserved, but also dude's a creeper. That would have been good to like tell people, I don't know, like a few years back. I think the argument for why they didn't like release anything or do anything about it or whatever was because it was involving a minor and something about protecting the minor's identity or something like that. But it makes no sense to me how if you have somebody who's being a predator on your platform, like good on kicking them off, but like not explaining and telling people why that this person got kicked off and just letting them go to another platform seems like that would end up harming more people than just the one person. And also you can anonymity. You don't have to be like, yeah, Lisa Joe 15 was talking to Guy Beam, aka Dr. Disrespect. Like, you ain't got a name drop. You could have just told us now what you told us 4 years ago, or 4 years later. 4 years ago, bro. You could have dropped in 21 that, yeah, we're not fucking with him because he's a goddamn fucking pedo. How hard is that, bro? Instead, you have some disgruntled employee. Shout out that employee. Don't know who the fuck he is, where he came from, but shout out him. Blew the lid off this whole Dr. Disrespect thing. Because, yeah, it's crazy, bro. He's literally, it's like some Michael Jackson shit. He's the face of this shit, and yet he's a fucking creep. Love that. Don't you just love that? Isn't that the best when you find out, like, oh, this person is talented and does all this stuff. Oh, they're also a fucking creep. Cool. Yeah, nah. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what the fuck happens, what the fallout of this is. Like I said, all these major brands have already cut ties with him. So, I mean, I don't think his pockets are hurting. I assume he's a multimillionaire. I mean, buddy's been doing this for years and, like, has been Dr. Disrespect for years and has, like, merch and fucking crazy shit. So I don't think his pocket, if I was him, I would just fall off. If I was him, I'd just take my bags and fall the fuck off. Probably, most definitely get divorced from my wife, because holy fuck, what woman worth her salt would stay with her husband who cheated on her with a fucking minor? So I would kiss goodbye to the kids, bye-bye to the wife. I'd take my money and go fuck off in the forest, probably. Yeah, I'd probably go fuck off in the forest, get a nice, decent internet connection, because, I still want to play, like, games and shit. But, yeah, I'd hang up the Dr. Disrespect coat, hang up the webcam, take my riches, and just dip. Because, yeah, at this point, your name ain't worth dirt around here, boy. And, yeah, we don't want to see you around here in these parts. Tell you that much. We don't like your kind around here. We don't want to see you around these parts. Yeah, but he fucked up the bag. Guy Beam? More like Guy Lame. Oh, roasted. But yeah, we didn't, nothing too crazy. Should we? I mean, we've got, like, I set a timer for like 10 more minutes. We'll read a little bit. I feel bad because we haven't been doing hardly any reading. Like, I burned through I'm not even burned through. It took, like, how long to read the Satanic Bible? But I haven't touched this guy in a fucking minute. So for the last little few minutes of the pod, we will read some more of Epictetus's discourses. Okay. Note on the translation. My translation is based on the most recent edition of Epictetus's complete works in Greek, that prepared by J. Soddy, Paris, 1948-65, in Bude series of classical texts. The footnote lists instances where for various reasons I have chosen not to use Sol's text as the basis for my translation. Epictetus has been called a, quote, rhetorical wizard, but certain features of his style are less congenial to print than they would have been to oral delivery. An example in his recourse to repetition. There is no sign of poverty there. Oh my god, I can't read. I'm sober. Fuck. This is no sign of a poverty of ideas, but, along with his aggressive style, frequent use of metaphor, dialogue, personal example, etc., part of an effort to make his message memorable. Obviously, the rationale for returning to the same themes is largely absent when his lectures are available in print, since we can reproduce the same effect for ourselves by reading and rereading them ad libitum. Consequently, I have omitted from my translation of books 3 and 4 a number of discourses that I judge to be a little more than restatements of ideas developed to be better effect elsewhere. The innumerable editions of the Enchiridion attest to the fact that in this form, students' acquaintance with Epictetus has for centuries begun and ended. The Enchiridion purports to distill his philosophy to essentials, without such stylistic superfluities as the snatches of imaginary dialogue that regularly enliven the exposition of ideas in the discourses. Unfortunately, in the process, Epictetus is flattened to the point of sententiousness. Wow. Argument is omitted in favor of bald assertion. and to readers with some background in contemporary, especially analytical philosophy, the book makes a disappointing impression. Oh, okay. But he's just telling us, like, yeah, if you got any background, that shit's pretty mid, but it's whatever. Epictetus comes across as a moralizer, more as a quote moralizer than an authentic philosopher. Nonetheless, the manual, no doubt, still has its uses. Readers may find it helpful in orienting themselves to Epictetus' thought before exploring the discourses themselves. The complete set of 30-odd fragments has been translated from text of W. A. Oldfather in the Loeb series, London and Cambridge, which is based in turn on H. Schenkel's edition in the Tubner series of classical texts. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the discourses. Arian to Lucius Gellius, greeting. I have not composed these words of Epictetus as one might be said to compose books of this kind, nor have I of my own volition published them to the world. Indeed, I acknowledge that I have not composed them at all. But whatever I used to hear him say, I wrote down word for word, as best I could, as a record for later use of his thought and frank expression. So they are what you would expect one person to say to another, ex tempore, not compositions originally intended to be read as by posterity. Such being their character, they have somehow, without my knowledge or intention, fallen into the public's hands. Yet I little care whether I shall be judged incompetent in the art of composition. And for this part, Epictetus does not care at all if anyone should despise his discourses, since in uttering them he was clearly aiming at nothing except moving the minds of his audience towards what is best. So, if these discourses achieve that much, they will have exactly the effect that a philosopher's word, in my opinion, ought to have. But if not, the reader should realize that when Epictetus spoke them, his audience could not help but experience just what he intended them to feel. If the discourses on their own do not achieve this, then perhaps I am to blame, or it simply cannot be helped. Farewell. Damn. All right. Book 1. Concerning what is in our power and what is not. In general, you will find no art or faculty that can analyze itself, therefore none that can approve or disapprove of itself. The art of grammar is restricted to analyzing and commenting on literature. Music is confined to the analysis of harmony. Consequently, neither of them analyzes itself. Now, if you are writing to a friend, the art of grammar will help you decide what words to use, but it will not tell you whether it's a good idea to write to your friend in the first place. Music is no different. Whether this is a good time to sing and play, or a bad one, the art of music by itself cannot decide. So, what can? The faculty that analyzes, analysis? Okay. How the fuck do you pronounce this word, bro? Is it just analysis spelled with an E instead of an I? Yeah, it is.
Analysis.
It is analysis. Okay. They spelled analysis with an E instead of an I, and it was throwing me the fuck off. I'm like, wait, what is this word? Okay. So what can? The faculty that analysis itself, as well as the others, namely the faculty of reason. Reason is unique among the faculties assigned to us in being able to evaluate itself and what it is capable of, how valuable it is, in addition to passing judgment on others. What decides whether a sum of money is good? The money is not going to tell you. It must be the faculty that makes use of such impressions. Reason. Reason, in addition, takes the measure of music, grammar, and the other arts, judging their benefit and deciding when it's best to use them. So, it's only appropriate that the gods have given us the best and most efficacious gift, the ability to make good use of impressions. Other capacities they did not put in our power. Was it because they did not want to? Personally, I believe that they would have endowed us with those others too, had they been able, but they were not. Since we are on earth, You see, bound to material body, material things, we can hardly avoid being limited by these extraneous factors. Well, what does Zeus say? Epictetus, if it were possible, I would have made your little body and possessions both free and unrestricted. As it is, though, make no mistake, this body does not belong to you. It is only cunningly constructed clay. And since I could not make the body yours, I have given you a portion of myself instead. The power of positive and negative impulse, of desire and aversion. The power, in other words, of making good use of impressions. If you take care of it, identify with it, you will never be blocked or frustrated. You won't have to complain and never will need to blame or flatter anyone. Is that enough to satisfy you? It's more than enough. Thank you. And yet, while there is only the one thing we can care for and devote ourselves to, we choose instead to care about and attach ourselves to a score of others, to our bodies, to our property, to our friends, families, and slaves. And being attached to many things, we are weighed down and dragged along with them. If the weather keeps us from traveling, we sit down, fret, and keep asking, which way is the wind blowing? From the north? That's no good. When will it blow from the west? When it wants to, or rather, when Alis wants it to. Because God put Alis in charge of the winds, not you. What should we do then? Make the best use of what is in our power and treat the rest in accordance with its nature. And what is its nature? However God decides. Must I be beheaded now and alone? Well, do you want everyone to be beheaded just because misery loves company? Why not hold out your neck the way Lateranus did at Rome when condemned by Nero to be beheaded? He held out his neck willingly to take the blow, but the blow was deficient, so he recoiled a bit, but then had enough self-command to offer his neck a second time. And prior to that, when Epaphroditus, Nero's freedman, approached a certain man and asked him about the grounds of his offense, he replied, if I want anything, I will tell it to your master. Oh, what should we have ready at hand in a situation like this? The knowledge of what is mine and what is not mine, what I can and cannot do. I must die, but must I die bawling? I must be put in chains, but moaning and groaning too? I must be exiled, but is there anything to keep me from going with a smile, calm and self-composed? Tell us your secrets. I refuse, as this is up to me. I will put you in chains. What's that you say, friend? It's only my leg you will chain. Not even God can conquer my will. Oh, fuck. That's crazy. Telling a motherfucker that's keeping you captive, like, yeah, you got a piece of me, but not even God can hold me down, baby. Holy fuck. I will throw you into prison. Correction. It is my body you will throw there. I will behead you. Well, when did I ever claim that mine was the only neck mine was the only neck that couldn't be saved or couldn't be severed? That's the kind of attitude you need to cultivate if you would be a philosopher, the sort of sentiments you should write down every day and put into practice. Fuck, I gotta start putting that into practice. Thrasea used to say, I would sooner be killed today than banished tomorrow. And what did Musonius say to him? If you choose death because it is the greater evil, what sense is there in that? Or if you choose it as the lesser evil, remember who gave you the choice. Remember who gave you the choice. Why not try coming to terms with what you have been given? Agrippinus, there's no way. Agrippinus used to say, I don't add to my troubles. To illustrate, someone once told him, you're being tried in the Senate. Good luck. But it was 11 in the morning, and at the hour he was in the habit of taking his bath and exercise. Let us be off to exercise. When he was done, word came that he had been condemned. To exile, he asked, or death? Exile. And my estate, what about that? It has not been confiscated. Well then, let us go to my villa in Aricia and have lunch there. This shows what is possible when we practice what is necessary and make our desire and aversion safe against any setback or adversity. I have to die. If it is now, well, then I die now. If later, then now I will take my lunch, since the hour for lunch has arrived, and dying, I will tend to later. Oh, fuck. I love this. Damn. How? As someone who knows that you have to return. Oh, wait. Yeah. How? As someone who knows that you have to return what belongs to somebody else. Damn. Yeah, we'll definitely tap into some more reading. We definitely got to tap into some more reading. Fuck, that was. See, and that's like the little bit of stoicism that I do remember, the little trickle downs of, like, reacting to what you can control and not freaking out about what you can't control. Basically, yeah, like this dude said, if I'm to be exiled, then all right. Or if I'm to die, then I will die, but it's the lunch hour right now, so death I'll tend to later. Ooh, that is so good. Fuck. Well, if y'all made it this far, I appreciate y'all. Comment, Epictetus? Yeah, comment Epictetus or put like a little pen or something or like a little scroll emoji. I don't know. But I appreciate y'all for being here. Another episode in the books, and I will see y'all later.